What I'm currently working on is phenomenal. As you can see in here, as you all know, creative strategy is one of the most important things of e-commerce. And I wanted to get out of this creative process to focus on the next thing, but really what I was doing was giving away a broken system. And right now I've been struggling to scale this broken system because what's broken you can't scale. So currently I'm making custom reports. As you can see, we have top performers, strong performers and a baseline, iterations and kill bill. Kill bill are ads that we just absolutely have to kill. Then we have the iterators, which have potential to become winning ads. Then we have three types of winners, which is a baseline winner, a strong performer, and a top performer. The top performer actually carries a big part of the ad account. Let's say you spend like $500,000 and that easily takes up 10% of the monthly budget. Then we have strong performers. These are doing quite well as well. And then we have baseline, and these are like, they should come and go. They don't carry a lot of spend, but they should come and go. So why am I making these reports? Before I was not being busy with this at all, but I need to hire a head of performance. But in order for me to instruct this person and know what he is doing, I need to understand it myself. What I'm currently doing is really going to dive deep into this so I can talk with the creative strategist, the editor team, and actually build a fucking team, because I've been passive for quite a long time. If you are building something like this, like, don't be passive on this, go hard on this. As soon as you understand this, find somebody else who can take over, and on a weekly basis look into the creatives that are being built. Look what can be better. Think, use your brain, like, oh, in the middle of the video people go away. The hook rate is really good, the thumb stop is really good, but people just drop off in the middle. Like, start analyzing these ads where you then think like, oh, what I'm saying here doesn't match the visual. Let's change that. Instruct the creative strategist, again, on a weekly basis. This needs to happen. And I didn't do this for so freaking long because I wanted to get out of this process. That being said, I'm still figuring this out, but the goal really is to get this down so we have basically a system that just continues to grow the business without me being in the day-to-day creative operations. So I can focus on founder ads, so I can focus on branding, the vision. Product development is something that I like a lot. But first, I need to fucking fix this, because if I don't, things can go very wrong. So that being said, long yap session, but this is very valuable stuff. Like, focus on creative. If you run an e-com company, you are a creative company, you need to lock the fuck in. Find winning ads, continue to scale, continue to build, analyze the data. If you're not the best person for analyzing data, which I am not, but then find that person who loves data, who loves looking at the click-through rate, hold rate, thumb stop, these kind of things. This is valuable. This is shit you need to do. Like, it should be on the top priority, on the list of top priorities. So let's get back to work. Test. We're live. Creative strategy call. As we just discovered, we've been slacking, man. One of the most important things is creative strategy. So we're gonna have more meetings, we're gonna have more iteration points, we're gonna learn more about creative strategy so that we then can actually get a head of growth, head of performance that knows how to analyze data, iterate on it, and make good ads. Let's see. What's up, bro? Hey, how are you doing? I actually want to share, I've been working on the awareness stages where we just quickly talked about on every 100 ads that are created, 5 to 10 at minimum. Which one do you think is the best? Give me the best rating from 1 to 5. And after that, we will make the German website completely native. We need to fix this. The reason why I feel so rushed, frustrated, and all these kind of things, it's like an emotion that I experience a lot, to be honest. When things go well, I'm like kind of relaxed, and then when things go to shit, like once the ads continue to go down, it's already too late for you to find new winners, to iterate and all these kind of things, because then the downhill already starts. That's something that should be prevented. Last year, I tried hiring a head of growth twice, and I failed twice. Why? Because I didn't know what KPIs to steer on. I take full responsibility for that. Right now, I've learned more. We're in a phase where if I want to focus on different parts of the business, whether that is branding, mostly it's going to be branding, so we can organically grow as well, because we don't want to be dependent on only meta ads. We want to focus on partnerships and all this kind of stuff. But now we're in a phase that we need to find somebody that is more knowledgeable than me on this part. There are two things that you can do. You can hire from bottom down, working your way up to the top, or you can hire from the top and work your way down. I think one of the great things as a founder is knowing your weaknesses and strengths. One of my weaknesses is analyzing data, and one of my strengths is being a visionary, develop products, possibly working on partnerships with other brands, which I look forward to, arranging shoots and doing these kind of things. So this is what it's about. We'll see what Monday brings, and then after that I'll update you. That's it. In Shopify, you have something called a customer cohort analysis, and it shows you how much a customer is worth. Something that's a huge problem, especially with basics, is that customers buy once and then you won't see them for another year or maybe even two. So that's why we are trying to build our product range. That's why we're offering different things, and that's why we want to continue to build our inventory, so people have different reasons to buy. And what is something that I hypothesize is that people will continue to buy more regularly in a year is boxers, boxer shorts, underwear, socks. So that's why we're currently developing underwear, so that we can increase the lifetime value of a customer, because that would also mean that we can spend more to acquire new customers. And the more we can spend to acquire more customers, the bigger the market share is that we can take. And it's a whole loop, right? We spend more, get more customers, develop more products, create better basics, build a better brand, make a more enjoyable experience for each customer, and therefore they will spend more, and therefore we can spend more to acquire more customers, and it's like this loop that you're constantly chasing. We started out with a very low AOV, therefore we could acquire less, and now we are like constantly focusing on increasing the average order value amount. So that's a good tip to try to optimize for average order value. Obviously it's different if you have a repeat purchase product. You want to optimize for different lifetime value, different things when you have a customer base that most likely buys once every year or whatever. So that being said, I'll continue to work a little bit and then give my pillow some attention. Very interesting conversation with a possible person that could bring Men's Best to the next level. But this time I learned from my last two mistakes. We're currently looking for a head of growth, somebody that takes complete control of the growth of our business, somebody that understands conversion optimization, somebody that understands creative, what KPIs to steer on when it comes to creative strategists. And I only found out after things went to crumbles, which is a good thing, because now I really start to think like, what do we have to steer on? What are baselines? What are KPIs that we need to hit to consider somebody's actually good or bad or average? This too with hiring for a role called head of performance or head of growth. The last times I tried to hire somebody, I did not understand what I should steer on, what their role was really, what kind of responsibilities they have. And now I do. What makes this really interesting is that I started to really think about the mistakes I made, and therefore I now have a way clearer vision of what this person actually needs, rather than just hire for the role, then hire for the head of performance or head of growth, and they don't even know what they're supposed to do. Just because they have cited in their LinkedIn profile or Upwork, on whatever platform where you find these people, doesn't mean they actually know what to do. So now that we are in a little bit of a dip when it comes to performance, I navigated to trying to fix it myself, which I should for the time being. But it also led me to think I should hire from the top down, because if I find somebody that actually knows how to fix what is wrong and actually make use of the experience that they have, it's way more valuable than me trying to fix what is not working. What I learned out of this, and what what is something that you can take from this is, once you hire for a role, have really clear what you're measuring, be really clear on what the goal is, what their goal is, so you can steer on KPIs, so you can decide whether they are good or bad, and that you truly understand what you hire them for. Because if you make a hire and you don't have a little bit of an idea of what you should steer on or what they should do, then it becomes a mess for everybody. Because if you don't understand, how will they understand? And while I'm saying this, I know if you're trying to figure stuff out and you literally don't know what you have to steer on or what you have to measure because you just literally don't know, try to, I don't fucking know, man. Honestly, I don't fucking know. I'm just figuring this shit out real time by talking to people, getting new insights, by doing. You just have to fucking do, make mistakes and learn from it. Sometimes you make the mistake twice, like me last year. And hopefully now I have a thorough understanding of actually fixing it and hiring the right person that can actually put systems in place, steer on KPIs, because now I know what to ask them, whether I have a sense of like, oh, these people know what they're doing, they know what they're talking about, they know what they're capable of, or not. And then I know that they're either a fit or not. A little rant. I think it's very valuable. At least it's very valuable for me because I learned something, I realized something, I'm implementing it, and hopefully soon we'll pick the fruits of the fruit plants that we planted. All right, I'm gonna drink my bone broth, eat my food, and get back to work.
Tudo aquilo que eu podia conquistar. Vou dormir.
I had a photographer in New York with a model doing a lifestyle shoot compared with the studio shoot. This is the result. Some shots behind the scenes. Very happy with the result. The only thing I don't necessarily like is the color combination of the pants with the blue t-shirt. But overall, I'm very, very happy and satisfied. And let me also show you some images, studio shoot images. Overall, I'm very happy. One thing that I also would like to improve is the fit on the arms, because we advertise that we have the best fit, the perfect fit. Some of the t-shirts should be better, so I'm gonna give that feedback to the supplier as well. And then we will go from there, always keep improving. And then the final result here. You have all the packs that we created, and a pack will look like, and in there you see the images. And that's basically how we do a new product launch. There are definitely a lot of things that we can improve on, like building more hype around the product while launching. Right now, we've had this stock for over, I would say, a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks, and it's just been laying there. Actually, you want to be like ready to go as soon as the stock hits the warehouse, because right now it's just dead money, you know? These are limited colors, they will only sell in the summer, so we need to do some stuff, some work on that. Business, so much learning. I'm learning every week, every month, every year, and I fucking love it.
Tudo aquilo que eu podia conquistar.
Of this week, and there's one thing that I want to finish off because I realized I'm grateful for my problems. Problems forces you to grow. Problems are a gift in disguise, and if you look at problems like a blessing rather than a problem, you will get very fucking far in life, my friend. Problems are a blessing in disguise. Because without problems, you will never grow, and you will always stay where you are. That being said, thank you for watching. I'm gonna hit the gym. Ciao.